Okay, guys. Let's see if these guys know how to turn and stay in their lane. How about that? Both of them did. No, maybe not. Yeah. Looks like he didn't want to. He wanted to be over in my lane. Oh, I'll just blow both of them away. Goodbye. So, YouTube channels. Why do we do what we do? Garage gang. Why is it a gang of guys in a garage? What's it all about? We've all explained it to people. If you talk about it, people, I've had a couple people said it sounded weird. Most of them are mildly interested, but you can tell if you go too far explaining things because you start seeing them, their eyes glaze over and you know that you've lost them, so you just finish what you're saying or whatever, or just stop and say, oh yeah, okay, you're not that interested. But we all seem to speak of the garage gang. Expansion joints on the bridge. We all seem to speak of the garage with a passion. Okay. And it's taken on a life of its own. I've tried a few times to count how many people there are, and I certainly don't have everyone. I'm not subscribed to everyone, because I haven't found some of them, and I know, many of them aren't subscribed to me. It's just the way it is. But there's enough out there that you get more than enough information, and there are some people that may not like what I have to say and what the goings on in my life and what I do in the garage when I do stuff in the garage. So they either don't subscribe or they don't bother to watch. And that's the great thing, is nobody forces us to do what we do. Nobody forces us to watch what we watch or to film what we film. We do it because we like doing it. And you're sharing a journey. And that journey is life. Although, I still want to meet Snow Crusher for coffee. I was meaning to, because he's only maybe a half-hour drive from my house. But just haven't gotten around to setting up a time yet. Winter, and I've been kind of busy with Mom and that. I don't know if I'm going to have time to meet him before we head out to Florida. I've just got a few things to get going, and I'm down to 2.5 weeks to get it done. But I look forward to meeting the rest of you that go to Florida, and there are a couple of you that have extended invitations to me, and to swing by, or to when we get close to where you live, swing by and have coffee or something, and I love it. Perfect strangers, but you feel like you know each other, and being invited, that's, I'm being invited to people's homes or into their lives that don't know me from Adam. And it's going to make the trip worthwhile. And when I posted the route, that's what I was kind of hoping would happen, was, aside from people saying, I can't remember who it was, 56 Rat Bug, or something like that, or someone had mentioned the Coca-Cola Museum in Atlanta. Yeah, I'm interested. I'm a Coke drinker. But with our time constraints and the fact that he said that Atlanta traffic is quite bad, I have to weigh if it's worth it or not. Like, driving in traffic doesn't bother me at all. Amber, on the other hand, she would not be able to do it. She freaks out with Winnipeg rush hour. Don't get me wrong, she's a great driver, but she just would rather not drive in traffic like that. So, we're anticipating leaving the first night. AJ, my number 2 son, is graduating that day from the 10 weeks of training for the Department of Corrections to be a corrections officer at the medium security penitentiary or in Manitoba here. One of them. He's really looking forward to it. Good benefits, good pension, good pay. Of course, I'm concerned about it because it's working in a jail with prisoners. Some of them are there because they're just got in with the wrong crowd. Some of them are real badasses. So you're going to worry about your kids. So he graduates the same day Amber and I were planning on leaving. So luckily, Amber works till the end of the day normally, but she's going to get the afternoon off because AJ's graduating that afternoon. So we'll likely still get on the road around the same time because we're going to have the van packed and ready to go when she gets out of the school. We're going to be gone. They're going to have it loaded with everything Thursday, except for stuff that we can't put in here, like the food or stuff. We're not taking a lot of food because a lot of stuff like perishables you can't take over the border. And the first night, I think we're aiming for Fargo. It's about a 4.5-hour drive. It's not too bad. So if we get out of here by 4, we can get there by 9:30, 10 o'clock, assuming that getting through the border goes okay. I've never had a problem, touch wood, So that will be good. Just going to move over. There's a stopped car on the shoulder here. I want to give them a wide berth. And then Saturday, I don't know how far we're going to get. It could be a long day. I would like to get as far south as we can Saturday, because any of the stuff that's in North Dakota, South Dakota, we can always hit that during the summer, take a week or two, and just drive 500, 600 miles down into the Dakotas and check things out. We can take the motorhome and do that. It's the farther southern stuff that you're not going to get to on a short trip again. So the top half of the route is going to be done a little quicker. So I'm thinking we might be able to, I think it's about 8 hours or so from Fargo to Kansas City. And I think that should be doable. We got both of us driving. We're not going to push it because we're not in a hurry. But then again, I want to have time to see people. So I an invite from Greg Porter, and depending on his schedule, we'll be able to hook up for a little bit anyway. He even offered to maybe go cruise when we head out again, maybe cruise down the highway a bit with his Carmen Ghia. I just wish I had one of my Datsuns running to go on this trip, but maybe the next one I'll have one of the cars ready. So hopefully it works out, we can meet up there, and then there's not a lot in Memphis we're going to see, or Nashville. A couple things, but in Nashville, we're not big country and western fans, but you still have to go and see some of the attractions. Chattanooga, as I mentioned, going to go and see Honest Charlie's Speed Shop, which is now owned by Corky Coker, and what was once labeled the world's largest HO gauge model railway. And those are things that I've wanted to see that railway for years, since my mom and dad went down there in, that would have been in the 80s. They went down, traveled down there on a holiday for a few weeks one winter. They drove down in a little van that had been converted into a motorhome. My mom and dad built it. I helped a lot, but I think it was about 12 when my dad built it. They used it for several years. They drove that down to Florida, and that's where they found out about this. There was no internet back then, so to speak, so they came back and they had pictures and brochures of this model railway layout that just blew me away. And I was a model railroader when I was in my early and mid-teens. Still have all my model railroad stuff, but I never finished setting it up, and never did scenery because my table, I had to share the workshop with my dad, so the table would be hoisted up to the ceiling on a set of pulleys and ropes. So I had to take the cars and the engines off every time. And then with my dad using the shopsmith in there, every time I took it down, I had to vacuum the table off and clean the rails. And it was just, I finally got to the point that I just decided to put it away till I had a house. My first house, the basement was a partial basement, and I couldn't have fit it if I wanted to. So I lived there for 10 years and just left the model railroad leaning on the wall, against the wall in the workshop, with some cabinets and stuff in front of it. Out of sight, out of mind. And then first few years at the new house, I left it, and then I brought it home a few years back when I was off work for some surgery, and I thought I could maybe get to doing it. Ambitious as hell, except it was a hernia that I had fixed, the umbilical hernia, and it was just awkward enough that to try and do work on it was uncomfortable, so I never did get any work done on it. And then since then, Amber's dad's stuff came, so I'm gonna go and see that in Chattanooga, and then from there I think it's Florida, just before we get to DeLand, is the Don Garlett's Museum of Drag Racing. Now, I shouldn't say I'm not a fan of drag racing. I am. It's just my first love is NASCAR. And I'll watch drag racing any day of the week before Formula One. Formula One, I'll watch it, but it just, to me, it's just whoever threw the most money wins. And they have team orders and all that stuff, and that's not racing. Watching 6 cars competing. One goes by every 30 or 40 seconds. You know, it's just not racing to me. It's just not the way it was. So, gonna go check out the Garlet's swamp rats. You know, many years ago, my friend of mine, guy I used to hang around with, oh man, is that, oh, it's so soft at the end of the driveway there. It's getting rutted up real bad. Yeah, a friend of mine years ago got a cat, named it Garlet's. Freaky little bugger that thing was. Anyway, I'm home, and also have an invite to meet. My brain just went dead again. Shit for brains. Busia, 1949, I want to say, but I don't know if that's right. And I'm sorry if I'm wrong. But I got an invite to meet him in around Rochester, Minnesota, on the way back for a coffee or something, and you know, that's great. You know, I'm really looking forward to that. That's why I posted the route, and I'm going to enjoy every last mile of it. So I'm at home, I'm unplugging things, winding up the power cord for the camcorder. I think I'll take my new dash cam in and see how I've got it working. Still trying to figure it out. I'll get it. And when I do, I'll show you some footage, and I'll show you what it looks like. My Chinese dash cam. All $15 of it, or plus shipping. It works. Okay, what else am I looking for? I'm forgetting something in the car here. I can't for the life of me think of what it was. Okay, you get near the end of the day, the brain starts to go. Okay, that goes in. Oh, I know what had to go in. New 32 gig card for one of the cameras. And unplug this. That's the it's hard to see, I know, but I don't know if you can zoom in on that or not. Focus, focus, focus. That's the I'll do it in better lighting another time, but ooh, fancy white lights, you see that? That's for infrared. So if you can see there, you can see me. I'm going to turn the lights off in the van, and you can see just how good the infrared works. There, I'm sitting in the dark and you can still see me. $15 camera. Well, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, I'm stalling. I'm up to 19 minutes now and oh, low battery. I gotta take it in and charge it. Bing, 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 bing. That's the only thing is it has batteries, but they don't recharge in the camera. So, like I said, I'm babbling. Take it easy. Have a good one.